Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back today with another Cinema 4D tutorial. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the physical renderer inside Cinema. This is something I've never really talked about, surprisingly, but I feel like it's important that you guys know about this in case you don't or you've never really messed with it, because you can create some really nice looking renders. And if you saw one of my previous tutorials, I talked about how to create depth of field multi-passes and do all that stuff in post-production and add in depth of field. Well, with the physical renderer, in case you're not already aware, the depth of field is actually built right into Cinema, and it's actually pretty accurate for the most part. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that a little bit today and just talk about some of the settings inside the physical renderer to familiarize you guys with some of this stuff in case you've ever wondered how to use it or whatnot. So to set this up, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and drop in, let's see here, I'm going to drop in the HDRI Studio Rig from Grayscale Gorilla real quick just to demonstrate this. And the next thing I'm going to do here is just drop in a cube into our scene like so. And all I'm doing right now is just setting up a scene to demonstrate some of this stuff. So I'm going to go into my free material pack that I created. I'm going to use this crosshatch material. I'm going to set this to cubic, and alright, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my render settings and go to effect and add in some ambient occlusion, and then up here in the renderer I'm going to change this from standard to physical. And you're going to notice this is going to be added to your render settings, the physical tab here. And say if we wanted to add in depth of field, what we need to do is go into the depth of field here and just click that on. And we'll come back and look at some more of these settings here in a minute, but I just want to demonstrate this depth of field inside the physical renderer. So right off the bat, using the physical renderer, you're going to have better anti-aliasing. So you're not going to get this stair-stepping effect around the edges of objects and stuff by using the physical renderer right off the bat. That means we don't really have to go into the anti-aliasing tab here and really do anything with that. So that's kind of convenient if you're using the physical renderer. But like I said, one of the main hitting points with me with the physical renderer is the built-in depth of field feature and how accurate it can be. So what I'm going to do is in order for this depth of field to work, we're going to want to drop in a camera into our scene. So just click that icon there. I am working with Cinema 4D R14 in case anybody is wondering. And you're going to have this physical tab on the camera attached to the camera here, and your f-stop is going to determine how shallow the depth of field is. So obviously the lower this number is, the more shallow of a depth of field you're going to get, and the higher number, of course, the opposite. So for close-up shots or for very shallow depth of field, I like to put mine around 1. And what's nice about this is you can be somewhat unrealistic about the depth of field. You know, there's certain f-stops. You can put some number here as the f-stop that doesn't even exist in today's cameras. But anyways, yeah, you've got all these settings here. You can play with the exposure and the shutter speed and all kinds of stuff by using the physical renderer. And when we go back to the object tab with the camera selected, all we have to do is just click this little button here, click that, and then we can literally point click wherever we want this to focus to. So if I zoom in here a little bit and say I click right here, this is going to be the focal point, and it'll tell me the exact focus distance right here. So right now with the physical renderer, I've got my settings set pretty low, and there's 2 different sampling methods. There's adaptive, or actually 3. There's fixed, adaptive, and progressive. So I'll explain a little bit more about that here in a minute, but right now we're just going to be using adaptive, and I'm going to go ahead and do a quick render preview with this. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but this is out of focus out here, this is out of focus, and this is more in focus. And it may be easier to demonstrate if I just were to, I'm going to shrink this down just a bit. And let's just go ahead and duplicate a couple of these cubes here. And I'll put this one over here. I'm going to go back into my camera and I'm going to readjust my focal length or my focus distance, and Go ahead and give that another quick render preview. So you can see that this is in focus up here, and then this stuff is out of focus. So it makes depth of field in Cinema 4D very easy to use by using the physical render. Now it doesn't look real great as far as the scene is concerned, and that is because I kind of need to tweak this, tweak my lighting here. So I'm just going to rotate this over here just a little bit like that, and check that off. And so now we should have that warmer light sweeping from the right hand side, and you can see that changes the whole look of the render here. So adaptive basically renders everything right on the spot. If we go back to the physical render and we change that to say progressive, it's going to basically continuously refine the image. So you can see it makes one pass, and it's all linear, so it starts from the top and works its way down. And you can see down here it says progressive pass 4, progressive pass 5. It basically continuously refines the image till it gets it up to par with your settings and stuff. So that's another different sampling method with the physical renderer. This one tends to take quite a bit longer than adaptive, but you will get more accurate results. So you can see how that's kind of looking. But additionally, if we change this back to adaptive, you'll notice when we have it as progressive, we lose all these the ability to control some of these settings. If we change this back to adaptive, then we can adjust the sampling subdivisions and you know, all this stuff here, and even the sampling quality. By default, it's typically set to low. If we set this to high, it automatically changes these numbers for you, and this is going to make your render more accurate basically. But bear in mind, obviously, the more accurate a render is, the longer it is going to take to render, which makes sense. So you can see this is taking a lot longer time to render, but you're going to get a more accurate and cleaner looking render overall. So I'll go ahead and skip ahead because this is going to take a minute, and I'll let you guys see what this did. Okay, so that took 1 minute and 46 seconds to render that one frame there, but you can see we have a much cleaner render than before when our settings were on low as far as using the adaptive sampling method. For one, we've even got cleaner edges here. The image looks a little bit sharper. We're losing all that grain that was appearing here around the edges of the cubes and stuff. So that pretty much is the physical render. I don't want to go too far in depth with this because it does get a little complicated, but yeah, I think you guys should, if you're not already, should start using this render a lot more, because you can get some really clean, nice looking renders, and there's a lot of things about the physical renderer that I think are just as good, if not better, than the standard renderer that I typically always use in a lot of my videos. But anyways, that's just a quick tutorial over some of the settings with the physical renderer. I just wanted to introduce you guys to that if you've never really paid any attention to it or didn't know about it. Real quick before I go, I just wanted to talk about this wallpaper that I created. It's like a facet wallpaper. I may do a tutorial on this. It's pretty fun to create, and it's actually pretty simple. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for future tutorials, like I always say, leave those down in the comment section down below. I'm gonna start making a list of tutorials to do here. I want to start doing stuff that is you know, really interesting. I want to try to be as original as possible. You know, fun stuff. I don't want to do things that are too complicated or too easy that they're boring. You know, I just want to keep you guys entertained and give you stuff to enjoy doing. So yeah, once again, you guys got any suggestions, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching this video. Like the video, and stay tuned for more videos to come. So thank you for watching, and peace out.